Hello, this is Randy, and I have a question that I want to ask you. First of all, what would cause people that have been in the network marketing industry with many different companies to be gravitated towards a single company? What would cause these people that have earned in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, some of the top leaders in the industry, what would cause them to take a look at a company that's just launching? Well, part of it is because of the product. A product unlike any other on the market because it deals with the most important part of your body. Now you might be saying, what could that be? Is that my heart? Is it my lungs? Well, all of those things are important. All of your internal organs are important. But there's one organ in your body that is responsible for running all the other organs. As a matter of fact, it's responsible partially for keeping your body in good running order, causing those organs to work properly, causing your body to have less inflammation because it's not sending signals that most of us have been receiving all of our life because it's not functioning in its best way, and that is your brain. Did you know that your brain is so powerful that it controls every single solitary function in your body? Yes, your heart cells have a mind of their own. If you remove them from your heart, they will continue to beat in rhythm. That's just something that's put there, but those beats have to be controlled. Your brain controls them. Now let's talk about your brain for just a minute. When you get up in the morning, your brain's been working all night long. It put you to sleep, but it went to work on sending the right signals to get the right ingredients to different parts of your body to repair your body while you were resting. That's your downtime for your brain, for your cognizant part of your brain, but the subconscious part of your brain, the very core of your body, gets to go to work. Well, here's what happens. When our brains are not working properly, the wrong signals get sent, or a signal doesn't get sent like it should be. In other words, you have little things in your brain called synapses. This is the activity of your brain. Well, what happens is those synaptic activities, those synaptic nerves, don't receive, if the brain doesn't have the proper nutrition, do not receive the proper signal. When the proper signal is not received, it sends the wrong signal or no signal at all to a part of your body that's sitting there saying, what do I do next? And it does the wrong thing on its own. And guess what happens? We have things like inflammation that start. We have things like autoimmune diseases that start because the brain is so powerful, it helps with all of this stuff. Well, let's talk about another part of your brain, the part that we're all probably more familiar with. And that would be the part of where we think. You notice that as we get older, you hear this phrase, I guess, or this term very commonly with people. And that is, you know something? I just don't have the memory that I used to have. You know, I used to remember everything. Now I lay things down, I walk out of the room and I come back and I can't find them. Or I walk into a room with something in mind, and when I get there, I stand and look around because I don't know what I'm doing there. Those cognitive abilities seem to start failing on us. Well, let me tell you something. Do you know that from the moment you were born, as a matter of fact, from the moment your brain was formed, it remembers everything. There's nothing that's lost. It's all there in a memory cell. What you lose is your ability to recall it. And that comes because, remember what I said about those synaptic nerves? They don't make the connection like they're supposed to. And that comes from not having the right amount of nutrients. Your brain needs to have nutrients to function properly. So then there's the other part that as we get older, we get something called senile dementia, or even worse, something called Alzheimer's disease. So we have a product that not only goes to work on your brain, makes your brain start to work. I mean, you're going to notice almost immediately that you're going to be able to be more mentally focused, more clarity. Your thinking is going to become more clear. You're going to find out that it's going to give you energy in the daytime, yet help you sleep at night. You're also going to find out that these cognitive abilities are, it's almost going to seem like you went back years in age. All because the brain is finally getting the nutrients that it needs. Now, when that happens, guess what else happens? Your body starts to get the right signals. So the heart starts to work the right way. The lungs start to work the right way. The internal organs, instead of sitting there building up with junk, get a signal sent to them that says, time to clean house. You see, things will start to simply work better all the way around. And because these nutrients that we're feeding to the brain are so powerful for your brain, they're also powerful for the rest of your body. Now, whether you know this or not, but all of these nutrients are super antioxidants. They don't just work on your brain. They have the ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. That's the thing that protects the brain from outside bacteria and stuff like that. But these things have the ability to cross them, but they are in every cell of your body, unlocking the potential, not only in your brain, but unlocking the potential in that cell so that it can perform the best it can. Imagine, just talk about your cell for just a minute. Each one of the cells in your body has a lining around it. Now that lining protects what's inside the cell from the outside, but it also keeps the nutrients in the cell. Now, when you take in nutrients, they have to be able to, this wall has to be protective, but it also has to be permeable enough. That means it has to allow nutrients to pass through it so it can get into the center of that cell where there's this little motor. Just imagine it being like the motor of your car. And it's called a mitochondria. All of the nutrients go into this little mitochondria, and it burns up those nutrients and converts them into energy. And then guess what happens? Just like your car, when it burns gasoline, there's exhaust. So that puts out waste material. Now that waste material also has to be able to get out of that cell. It has to go through that cell wall. It has to be permeable enough to let it out. If it doesn't get out, guess what happens, folks? That cell starts to expand and swell up, and we call that inflammation. So your body says, okay, now I'm going to stop this inflammation. It sends a bunch of blood, because one of the ways the body gets rid of inflammation is to get blood there. That's why when you hurt yourself, you'll see that it gets red. That's because the body increased the blood flow, and it gets these white blood cells in there, and they start fighting the inflammation, and it continues, and what the body's hoping to do is to stop that in its tracks. The problem is, if you're not getting the right nutrients, that cell wall's not working properly. Now remember, a cell in your body, cell in your brain, they all work the same way. It's not working properly. Well, guess what happens? You get what's called chronic inflammation. The body then starts to send even more of this material, this white blood cells, to attack this inflammation, to get rid of whatever's causing it, and it becomes an endless cycle, and you have endless pain. And pretty soon the body starts to attack itself in your joints all over the place. So when you start taking this product called Brain Fuel, it's not just for your brain, it's for your entire body. Now, that is probably the first reason why people look at this company called Brain Abundance, because of this amazing product. It's going to change lives the moment people start taking it. And do you know that within 30 days, this company has a 30-day empty bottle money-back guarantee. Now, do you know why we do that? Because we know that in 30 days you're going to notice something. You're going to feel something. You're going to know this product is working for you. And so we, quite frankly, offer that type of a money-back guarantee, because we know that we're not going to be refunding too much money, for the simple reason that this product works. Now, that is the first reason why somebody probably even got an interest, because somebody else came to them and said, hey, you got to look at this product. You got to see what it's doing. It's absolutely astounding, and there's nothing else like it on the market. And by the way, folks, there have been clinical trials done, and you need to understand that it increased the cognitive ability of everybody that took it. Now, that's amazing. So what do I mean by that? Well, I know for a fact that this product will work 100% of the time for 100% of the people. Now, the day you take it, you may not feel anything, but immediately it's going to work in your body. It's starting to change your body so it works properly. But we've got that out of the way now for just a minute. Let me tell you the other reason why people are looking at this company. You see, this company is providing an opportunity unlike any other opportunity in the network marketing business. Now, why is that? Well, I'm going to tell you right up front that the type of pay plan we have is called a binary. And you might say, well, Randy, come on. There have been binaries around for years. There's successful companies that have binaries. It's absolutely, what's new about that? Well, I'm going to tell that to you in just a minute. First of all, with most binaries, you get paid on a binary. That's it. You have to have a certain amount of volume on one side, matched by volume on the other side, either 50-50 match or 1/3, 2/3 match. Generally, those amounts of volume are anywhere from $200 to $300 all the way on up to $600 on each side before the company pays you a check. Well, that's it. You see, you don't get anything else on a binary. Once in a while, you might see one that has a rank achievement, not a rank achievement bonus, but when you hit a certain rank, it'll pay you part of a company-wide bonus pool or something like that. And companies put those up because guess what? They don't care how much they put in there because most people will never achieve it. Some even have a car payment attached to them. Most people never achieve it. So when they designed this company that surrounds this amazing product, they said, look, we want to have something that everybody can make money with. We want to have something that even the individual that's never been in network marketing, knows nothing about how to do this business, but knows how to share this product with people, can earn money. So this company put together the most powerful binary that you've ever seen in your life. And I'm going to explain how that works in a minute. But before we get to the binary, let's talk about the very first check that you can get. Unlike any other program out there on the market today, there is a power line bonus with this particular company. Now, what does that mean? That just simply means that as people go and tour your site that you send there, when they tour that site, and look at it, they're going to be receiving an email if somebody else that you sent to that site tours it, and they come in and look at that site in a line of touring, and in a line of looking at the company, should we say. These people are kind of all stacked on top of each other. So what happens if I send John to take a look at the plan, take a look at this opportunity this morning, and this afternoon I send Betty there? Well, John's name was in there looking at that before Betty's was. Well, just guess what happens. When John is looking at this plan, and if Betty after this afternoon looks at it and says, wow, I want to get involved with this, John receives an email. An email says, hey, John, Betty is in your downline. And Betty could be in your downline, but Betty went ahead and activated this afternoon. You have till Wednesday night to activate. If you do, Betty could be in your downline, and you're going to receive a commission check. If you don't, well, guess what? You're going to lose Betty. She's going to pass right through you and go to the person that's above you. Well, that's called fear of loss, folks. And people will join the company just because they don't want to lose these people that they're gaining that could be in their organization in a way that's never been in the network marketing business before. Now, this is a one-time bonus, and on the first person that activates below you, you make $5. On the second one, you make $3, and on the third one, you make $2. It's not a big check, but it's a guaranteed $10 check. In other words, if you just get people to go ahead and take a tour of your site, it's a guaranteed $10 check. Do you know that a tremendous amount of people get into network marketing, they spend money to get in, and they never make a check? So in most cases, 60% of the people that get into this thing for the very first time in their life are going to get a check in network marketing. Now, that's the power line bonus. Now, next to that is something called a fast start commission and infinity coded overrides. Now, this is going to blow your mind. As a matter of fact, I know that when I'm explaining this to you, one part of it you're going to comprehend. The other part you're not going to comprehend. But we can explain how it works to you. The first part is the fast start commissions. When you show somebody this opportunity and they become involved in it, no matter what they spend on their first order, you make a 50% commission check of the volume of that order. To give you an example, when you get involved in our company, you can get involved for as little as one bottle of product. It's $59.95. The business volume attached to that is $50. So if you went out and signed John Doe up today and he got in, you're going to make a $25 check. How many of those $25 checks do you think you could make in a day? If you signed up 4 people in a day, and by the way, that's not too hard with this particular program, because guess what? People are clamoring to get involved with this. Why? Well, you're going to hear about that in just a minute. But if you signed up 4 people, that'd be $100 a day just in fast start commissions. Now, that's absolutely exciting, but the next part, the part that I said you probably won't comprehend when I explain it to you, is even more exciting. What would happen if I told you that when you signed up John Doe And John Doe then went on to sign up people, and his organization grew to hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people. What if I told you that you could earn anywhere from $1 to $12.50 off every first order off every person that came into that organization, depending upon what rank level you are? Of course, the higher rank you are, the more generations of people you get paid on. But what would happen if I told you that John Doe went out and signed up 100 people, and when John signed up those 100 people, you made $1 off every one of their first orders? Just off one bottle would be $1. Well, what would happen if they came in with a 3-pack or a 6-pack or more product on their first order? But let's just say you earned $1 off each one of them, down through all of them. Okay, that'd be $100. And you say, well, Randy, that's maybe not so much. Well, that's a weekly check. Well, what would happen if all 100 of those people went out and each signed up 100 people? Or 10 people. Let's just get it down to 10. That would be 1,000 new people coming in. $1 off 1,000 people would be what? $1,000? Would that be pretty nice for 1 week? Well, just imagine, folks, because you see, this is called an infinity coded bonus. These people that are coded to you, no matter what happens to John Doe, if he blows on past you, he builds a business that grows faster than you, and he gets in a higher rank than you, it doesn't make any difference. All of the people that he signed up, and all the people they 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 signed up through infinity are coded to you. And on each level of coding, you make a 2% coding bonus on their first order. Everybody that signs up on their first order. And you can get that all the way down through 6 generations, and it would total, on that 6th generation, it would total up to $12.50 a bottle. Now, if you've never been involved in a network marketing company where they've had coding bonuses before, this is going to blow your mind. Do you know that the largest checks, or some of the largest checks in a network marketing company, are paid on a coding bonus? Now let me blow your mind on something else. Remember I told you this is a binary? If you've ever been involved in a company that has a binary marketing plan, you know that you have to have balance, one on each side. Well, with our company, we have something called an accelerated binary. What do we mean by that? Well, with most companies, as I said earlier, you have to have somewhere between $200 and $600 of volume on each side before they'll issue you a check, or the equivalent thereof. Sometimes they throw this funny word in, and it's called 1/3, 2/3. It really is no different than a balanced binary. They're just holding some volume out on the other side so that you'll get paid on it later, which, by the way, we do too. We don't flush any volume. But you see, we've got an accelerated binary. You know what I mean by that? When somebody buys one bottle of product on the left, and somebody in your organization buys one bottle of product on the right, you get a commission check. That's 50 BV left, 50 BV right, and we send you $20. Now that is a 20% payout on a binary. Absolutely unheard of in this industry. And they say, well, gosh, Randy, how do I get involved with that? Well, let me tell you a little bit more before you want to jump into this thing, because when you hear the rest of this, you're going to be absolutely blown away. Every week you're going to get a commission check for all the fast start bonuses and all of the infinity coded overrides. Now, even though the binary is an amazing binary and pays a tremendous amount of money, and by the way, that binary pays out monthly with this company, not weekly. Do you know that if you're getting a $10,000 binary check, if you built your business up to where you're earning like 10 grand, in all likelihood you're earning many times that on the coded bonus override? Do you know that the largest checks in this industry come from that coding bonus? I know there's an individual out there that they refer to as the $15 million man. Of that $15 million, many millions of it, I think it's like 8 or 9 million of it that he earned, all came from coding bonuses. The rest came from the standard part of the plan. It's the most amazing, powerful marketing plan that anybody could possibly achieve. Now, we're not done. We threw one more thing in here that's really cool. As you go up the ladder and you hit various ranks, starting at the gold rank, when you hit that, there's a one-time bonus, rank achievement bonus of $1,000. When you hit platinum, you get $5,000. When you hit diamond, you get $25,000. When you have 2 diamond legs, you get $100,000. Now think about that. If all you earned was the $100,000 that one year, well, I guess you'd probably be buying the wings next time that we meet. All I've got to tell you is this. We know that people are getting an initial interest with our company because of this amazing product. But people are getting into the business because it pays commissions fast and it's easy to get started. To join our company, and it's so simple, we have various packages you can buy, but you can get in for as little as one bottle of product. $59.95 plus a $20 one-time activation fee. Now let me tell you what that does, and this will blow your mind. We know that you expect to get a website. But how about if you had all of the tools that allowed you to be able to contact people, and then it would continue to go to work and continue to contact those people and send them information if they don't react right away? How would you like a program that would line people up as they come in and tour your site and then send out an email to them that says, hey, Fred, below you activated. You got till Wednesday night to activate or you're going to lose Fred. A system that creates that fear of loss that you don't have to do. How would you like it if you had these, what we call landing pages or capture pages, that you can send out to people that are so powerful that people look at them and say, I want to finish the rest of this tour. And when they do that, they get this spot in your tour power line, should we say. And then all of a sudden you start making money. Well, all of this, folks, is available to you. It's all available now. I've never seen in my 37 years in network marketing a program that works like this one. Why? Because it's easy to start, it's not expensive. And in today's society, where so many people are suffering, where so many people are having trouble making enough money to make ends meet, they don't know what they're going to do. And now we have changes in our government with things like this health insurance thing that's going on, and people are saying, my God, I might lose my coverage and I can't afford to pay for that high premium. Well, I guess it boils down to this, folks. What are basically the four things that everybody you talk to, wants? Well, they want more time freedom, don't they? They'd like to have more time to go on vacations with their family, make sure that they're at their kids' school programs, go fishing, go on trips, whatever. Maybe just sit around and relax. They'd like to have more time to do the things in life they really want to do. They'd like to have more money. Everybody wants more money. The number one thing, if you ask people, what do you need the most of? They're going to tell you money. And of course, number three is people want to have better health. They want to feel better. As they get older, there's things they'd like to do in their retirement years maybe. They can't do them because they don't feel good. They have to go to work for a boss that they don't want to work for on a day that they don't feel good, and they have to stay there for 8 hours. See, they want to have more money, more time freedom, and they want to feel good. And then, of course, as they make more money, what's the next thing they want? Well, like everybody else, they want to pay less taxes. Folks, we answer all four of those. Low cost to get in, and by the way, to stay in and stay active, all you got to buy is one bottle of product a month. That one bottle will keep you qualified to earn commissions. Just one bottle. Not $300 a month, not $150 a month, not $200 a month, not $75 a month, $59.95 a month. Plus shipping and handling and sales tax. Of course, everybody has to pay that, but it's $59.95. Will keep you active in the business. Keep you commission qualified, as long as you got somebody below you, one on each leg that's you personally sponsored that also orders that. You're totally 100% commission qualified. So you want to know why people are looking at this plan? Do you want to know why? Because people want to get involved with something that can change their life, and they can do it in such a way that their life becomes easier, their life becomes simpler. They go out in the morning and hey, listen, it's cold out all over the country right now. They go out and they hit the starter on their car and their car doesn't start, and they all of a sudden go into a deep depression because guess what? They know it's got to be fixed, even if it's something as simple as a battery, and then they realize that it's about halfway through the month and they don't have enough money to finish the month, let alone spend money on a car repair. So I don't know where you're at in your life right now, but somebody gave you this recording. Because you see, they wanted you to learn about something that can change your life, both physically and financially. And guess what? They can teach you how to do this in a very simple way. And besides all of the company tools, do you know that we have a train? I will show you how to get people to want to look at your opportunity, As a matter of fact, they will even ask you to show them, and it's rejection free. And all you have to do, once they've looked at it, is simply collect a decision. And when you're collecting a decision, the decision's a whole lot easier when somebody says, you mean all I got to do is buy one bottle of product and I'm in? Believe me, folks, I was involved with a one-bottle deal several years ago, and it made me a small fortune. So, if you want to become involved, get with the individual that sent you to this recording and gave you this recording. When it's all done now, just get a hold of them right away. Don't wait. Don't wait till tonight. Don't wait till, unless you absolutely there's no other way you can do it. Get a hold of them right now and say, get me in this today. Because if you don't, I guarantee you that 12 months down the road from now, you're going to look back at the guy that asked you to get involved with this, and he's going to be driving a new car. He's going to probably have been on vacation. He's got more money than you could possibly even imagine having ever made. And you're going to say, why in the hell didn't I do that way back then? So, get involved today. I know that you're going to